Guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Kerr takes Shaq step GOAT argument step further with bold takes. Steve Kerr fully supports Shaquille O'Neal's comments demanding that Warriors superstar Steph Curry be considered one of the NBA's all-time greats. Of course, O'Neal offered high praise to Curry during Tuesday's NBA on TNT halftime show before Golden State ultimately earned a 4-102 win over the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Her caught wind of O'Neal's comments on Wednesday during a radio interview with 95.7 The Game's Willard and Dibs, and spoiler alert, the 11-year Warriors coach appreciated what O'Neal had to say about the face of Golden State's franchise. "I think he's dead on because Steph is the most unique superstar of all time." Set of O'Neal's comments to Mark Willard and Dan Dibble. "He broke barriers, he changed the game, and what he does really to this day is unique to himself. I just can't even imagine anybody doing the stuff he do. It's different. The way he impacts the game is different. When you have these conversations about who's the greatest ever, you automatically go to these genetic marvels, you know, LeBron and Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain and whoever else. Steph doesn't fit that normal mold. I love that Shaq is bringing that up because from a skill standpoint it's not even close. Curry is the greatest ever from a skill standpoint. As the supreme leader of the Big Men Alliance, I demand you fans to start putting Steph Curry in that greatest of all time conversation," O'Neal said on Tuesday night. "Just start putting him in the conversation. There's Michael Jordan, there's Kobe Bryant, there's LeBron James. Start putting Steph in that conversation, I demanded." K believes O'Neal hit the nail on the head. Curry at a slender 6'2" completely reinvented basketball and has won 4 NBA championships, reached 11 All-Star games and taken home 2 MVPs, all with the Warriors. Because of that fact, Kerr and Shaq believe it's time the chef is regarded as one of the greatest cooks in a world-renowned kitchen. O'Neal acknowledged it's a fair distinction that most people think of Jordan and James when discussing the GOP conversation given their respective careers, giant frames and impacts on the game, but O'Neal also highlighted Curry's outstanding but overlooked resume. "I played against Mike, played with Kobe, played against and with LeBron. They're all great." O'Neal continued on Tuesday, "But at some point we're going to have to put Steph Curry in that category. I'm not saying he is the GOAT, but let's just have the conversation. I like all the internet talk and the barbershop talk, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and nobody has. And how many rings he got? 1, 2, 3, 4 against LeBron. I demand that people start putting my guy in that conversation, period." K appreciated O'Neal putting Curry's name in the equation, not out of pity but because of the facts. Having coached Curry for 11 years, it's about time he sees his prized player receive their respect he deserves. These arguments are always fun. Case said, "You can't reach any conclusion because it's all just art, not science." I like what Shaq said. I agree with him. New York Knicks make roster move after Warriors lost. The Golden State Warriors handily took down the New York Knicks and Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night, led by a 28-point outburst from superstar guard Steph Curry. The Knicks are now 3-3 in their last 6 games, heading into a huge matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers on Thursday. New York has announced a roster move between the 2 games against the star-studded Pacific Division squads. The Knicks have assigned Pac MD and Tyler Case EK to their G League affiliate. The Westchester Knicks at 19 was the 25th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, but has not gotten much opportunity to shine in the Big Apple. In 14 appearances in New York, Diot is averaging just 1.9 points and 1 rebound, but in the G League Diot has gotten more on through 6 regular season games. In Westchester, Diot is averaging 13.2 points, 5.7 rebounds and 2.2 assists. CAC 23 was the 34th overall pick of the 2024 NBA draft and has also been underperforming since entering the league. In 29 appearances in New York, Clec is averaging 1.8 points per game, but like Diot has looked better in Westchester in 4 regular season games in the G League. Clec is averaging 18.0 points and 10.0 assists per contest, looking more like his dominant self that scouts saw while he shined at Marquette. The Knicks have underwhelming young talent, so getting guys like Diot and Clec as much run as possible should be their priority. Shaq demands NBA fans include Stephen GOP conversation since winning his 4th NBA championship in 2022. Steph Curry's status among basketball's all-time greats has been a hot topic after the Warriors' comeback victory over the New York Knicks on Tuesday at Madison Square Garden. TNT studio analyst and Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal made a bold proclamation about Curry's greatness as the supreme leader of their Big Men Alliance. "I demand you fans to start putting Steph Curry in that greatest of all time conversation," O'Neal declared during the TNT broadcast. "Just start putting him in the conversation. There's Michael Jordan, there's Kobe Bryant, there's LeBron James. Start putting Steph in that conversation. I demand it." That's high praise coming from someone who many rank as another of the NBA's top 10 all-time players and competed alongside and against many other names in that echelon. "I played against Mike, played with Kobe, played against and with LeBron. They're all great," O'Neal continued, "but at some point we're going to have to put Steph Curry in that category. I'm not saying he is the GOAT, but let's just have the conversation. I like all the internet talk and the barbershop talk, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and nobody has. And how many rings he got? 1, 2, 3, 4 against LeBron. I demand that people start putting my guy in that conversation, period." Needless to say, O'Neal probably isn't someone whose demands you want to refuse. Tuesday wasn't the greatest performance of Curry's career, but the Warrior star did put on a show in the second half at one of basketball's most renowned venues. He scored 14 of his 28 points during Golden State's big third-quarter charge before adding a pair of clutch three-pointers down the stretch to seal the win, and of course the classic showman wished the home crowd sweet dreams just for good measure. It's hard not to call that greatness. And you fan, what do you think about the situation of Shaquille O'Neal? Write to us in the comments.